Hamjambo, karibuni tena katika somo letu la leo. Karibuni tena katika somo letu la leo. Leo tunaenda kujifunza kuhusu hali ya ki au matumizi ya ki. Matumizi ya ki. Matumizi ya ki. The use of ki in Swahili. Sawa sawa. Kiambishi ki kina matumizi mengi katika Kiswahili. And this ki has a lot of uses in Swahili. And I have just outlined some of the uses, some of the major uses of this ki in Swahili. Without wasting time, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and you are learning Swahili, don't hesitate. Click the subscribe button right now. After clicking, turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be the first one to watch that video and learn Swahili, because I will send you the notification that I have uploaded a new video, and you will be the first one, the privileged one, to watch the new video. Okay, let's continue with our lesson. The first use of ki is demonstrated in ki ya masharti. Ki ya masharti, the key of condition. And under the key of condition, we will study the condition if in Kiswahili and the condition when or why. So, the condition if and when or why. The second is a ki ya udogo. Ki ya udogo. Udogo is the diminutive. So some people confuse this word udogo with udongo. Udongo. Udongo is soil, but udogo is a degree of smallness. So diminutive. Okay. Ki ya udogo. Ki ya udogo is the key of diminutive. You know, in Swahili, there is a language feature whereby you can praise something or criticize something, a noun, by just using the word or the language, the word udogo. So here, for instance, when this pen, this marker pen is very small, and I want to praise it for its smallness, I will say kiji kalamu. The actual word, the real word is kalamu. So when it is in diminutive form, I will start by saying kiji kalamu, kiji kalamu. Or I just say ki kalamu, ki kalamu. Okay. So you have seen kalamu, just normal, but when it is very small and I love it, I want to praise how it is, I can use a language feature by saying ki kalamu, ki kalamu or kiji kalamu. And if it's very small and I don't like it, I am despising it or criticizing its smallness, I will say ki kalamu, ki kalamu, ki kalamu or kiji kalamu. When it is a person, mtu person, it's small person, you'll say kijitu, kijitu. So, and we will learn that one as we continue with this lesson. So don't worry, okay? The third one, ki ya kuleta dhana ya jinsi. Ki kuleta dhana ya jinsi. Jinsi. Jinsi is how, in which way, jinsi. So this key is used to show in which way, but we will learn how that one is used. And then we have here ki ya lugha. Ki ya lugha. We also learned this one. You know, every language in Swahili, or let me start by saying, every language has its own way of referring to other languages or to their languages. In Kiswahili, the language Swahili, it's called Kiswahili. The language Turkish, it's called Kituruki. You see, the language Somali, it is called Kisomali. You see, and we learn that one. In Turkish, you know, there is a rule where you add the J or Ch. For instance, so let me just speak Turkish for a little bit. You know, I'm proud learning Turkish. Mesela, Swahili in Turkish we will say Swahili J. Swahili J. Somali in Turkish we will say Somali J. English in Turkish we will say English J. You see now J J J. Turkish itself in Turkish we will say Turkçe. You see, and I'm just proud to learn Turkish. I'm proud to teach Swahili. Okay, just I'm giving those examples. Now we'll continue learning this one. We have the fifth one, ki ya ngeli ya kivi. Ki ya ngeli ya kivi umoja. This key is for the nouns. It is used with the nouns in the ngeli of or the noun class of kivi in the singular form. And we also learn that one in this video. Lastly, we have ki ya jambo kutofanyika. Ki ya jambo kutofanyika. You know, recently I just put a video about it was the prepositional form of no. It was about the hali ya kutendeka. Hali ya kutendeka. So some of the verbs in that form, when negated, use this key. Use this key. You see? And if I say chakula hakiliki, chakula hakiliki, that's the last key. Chakula hakiliki. The food is not eatable. And this one is undoable, something undoable. So ki ya jambo kutofanyika. Key to show something is something undoable, is undoable. Okay, and we also learn about this one. So we want to start learning the first use of key. Okay, key ya masharti, the conditional key. Now here we are studying or we are learning the use of key ya masharti and the conditional. And the first part is say if. The if condition. You see, the if condition. Sentensi ya kwanza. Sentensi ya kwanza. The first sentence. Sentensi ya kwanza. Sawa. Sentensi ya kwanza inasema ukisoma utaelewa. First, before continuing, you know, this is actually followed. It is formed by you use key on the first verb, then followed by another verb in the future tense. You see, so the first verb, the tense prefix will be represented by the key. Then in the following verb, we followed by a verb in the future tense. So now look at this example. Ukisoma utaelewa. Soma is to read. Soma is read. Ukisoma utaelewa. Elewa is understand. So ukisoma utaelewa. If you read, you will understand. Sawa. Ukisoma utaelewa. It is a condition. It is sharti. And here we call it sharti. It is a condition. The second example. Ukifaulu nitakupa zawadi. Ukifaulu nitakupa zawadi. Faulu, to excel or to succeed. Kupa, give, to give. Zawadi is a gift. Ukifaulu nitakupa zawadi. Ukifaulu mimi nitakupa zawadi. If you excel, I will give you a gift or a present. Ukifaulu nitakupa zawadi. You see here is a key in this form, and then this verb is in the future tense because this star represents the future tense. Okay. The third example. Ukilala mapema utaamka mapema. Lala mapema, early. Utaamka, wake up. Mapema. Utaamka, you will wake up. Mapema, early. Ukilala mapema utaamka mapema. You know, early to bed, early to rise. Ukilala mapema, if you sleep early, you will wake up early. No, I don't know if this rule applies because sometimes I sleep late and I just wake up early. I don't know, but actually it applies. We can say all rules have exceptions. All general statements have exceptions, including the one that I've just said. All the general statements have exceptions, including this one, the one I've just said. Okay. Ukilala mapema utaamka mapema. Sawa sawa. Ukimwona utampenda. Ukimwona utampenda. Ukimwona, if you see him or her, utampenda, you will like him or her. Ukimwona utampenda. You see? Ukimwona, if you see him, utampenda, you will love him. Guys, this key is sometimes used with another, it is used, you can replace it with another word, endapo or iwapo. So, endapo or iwapo. So we have here, endapo. So when you use endapo, you don't use this key because it is substitute. You know, maybe when you're using a sentence, this one saying, let me go and rest, you go and be useful there in that sentence. So when you're tired, I'll also come baadaye and I will replace any, just like that. So ukimwona utampenda. If you see him, you like him. You can also say endapo. So we are using this word endapo or iwapo. Endapo. Endapo, or endapo or iwapo. So you can either choose to use this key or endapo or iwapo. So let's use endapo in the first sentence and see. So this first sentence is saying ukisoma utaelewa. So when you use endapo, it will be endapo utasoma utaelewa. So endapo, we start with endapo, then the next verb will be in the future tense, and the next verb also will be in the future tense. So endapo utasoma, endapo utasoma. If you will read, utaelewa, you will understand. So, and like the one we use key, ukisoma utaelewa, you know, it is joined there, but endapo is just separate one. Then ukifaulu nitakupa zawadi. I will say endapo utafaulu, endapo utafaulu nitakupa zawadi, nitakupa zawadi. Sawa. The third one, ukilala mapema utaamka mapema. If you sleep early, you will wake up early. Endapo utalala mapema utaamka mapema. Sawa. Nambari ya 4, ukimwona utampenda. Ukimwona utampenda. You can say endapo utamwona utampenda. Endapo utamwona utampenda. So this endapo, as I have just said, you can use it either endapo or iwapo. So if you use iwapo, it's same. Iwapo utasoma utaelewa. Iwapo utafaulu nitakupa zawadi. Iwapo utalala mapema utaamka mapema. Iwapo utamwona utampenda. So easy, rahisi sana. Now we want to learn how we can negate these verbs or these sentences. Kukanusha. Negation in Swahili is called kukanusha. So, kukanusha. Now we are negating these verbs or those sentences. Tunakanusha hizo sentences. The first sentence. The first sentence was ukisoma utafaulu. To negate, we just use usipo on that verb that is having the key. Usipo, then, usipo, then that is in the second person. Usipo, then on the second verb will be who. Who. The negation somehow similar to the negation of the verbs. Okay. Ukisoma utafaulu. The negation will be usiposoma hutafaulu. Usiposoma hutafaulu. As I just told you, we are using this usipo for this second person. Usiposoma hutaelewa. Usiposoma hutaelewa. So, then the second one, the sentence was ukifaulu nitakupa zawadi. Ukifaulu nitakupa zawadi. So it will be usipofaulu sitakupa zawadi. Usipofaulu sitakupa zawadi. You see, this one is negating ni. This one here it was ni nitakupa. Now here it will be si sitakupa. Negation, just normal negation. When you say nitakunywa, I will drink. To negate, you say sitakunywa. So, and then when you say here utaelewa, you will understand. To negate, you say hutaelewa, you will not understand. So, okay, usipofaulu sitakupa zawadi. If you will not excel, I will not give you a gift. Sentensi ya tatu, usipolala mapema hutaamka mapema. Usipolala mapema hutaamka mapema. The actual sentence was ukilala mapema utaamka mapema. If you sleep early, you will wake up early. But here we are negating usipolala mapema hutaamka mapema. Sawa sawa. Sawa sawa. Nambari ya 4. Nambari ya 4. Sawa. Usipomwona hutampenda. Usipomwona hutampenda. Usipomwona hutampenda. If you don't see him or her, you will not like him or you will not love him or her. Sawa sawa. Tunafahamiana. Now we are going, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I said we will learn the condition of these masharti. We have the if, while, and when. So I've just finished talking about the if. Now we are going to talk about the when and while. Sawa. So continue. Usijali, usiwe na wasiwasi. Yani chukua daftari lako. If you don't have an exercise book or pen, the lesson is just getting deeper and easier, deeper and easier. You see, sawa. Now here we have the use of while or when. So we are starting with when. How key is used to imply when. You see, when in the first example you have kila tukikutana anatabasamu. Kila tukikutana anatabasamu. This one implies the use of ki as when. So kila is every. Tukikutana, when we meet. Kila you see here, ki tukikutana, when we meet. Tukikutana. Kila tukikutana anatabasamu. When we meet, and every time we meet, he smiles. Kila tukikutana anatabasamu. Sawa. Alafu hii ya pili, akichukua anaweka. Akichukua anaweka. When he takes, he keeps. You see, there is this new song by Diamond Platinum of Tanzania. He's saying anachukua anaweka wa, anachukua anaweka wa. You know that one is it doesn't imply really the word of the lesson, but just akichukua anaweka. I know I just chukua and weka. In that song, anachukua anaweka is he takes, he puts or he prepares, and then he sets. Like when you take a ball, you get a ball like the football, Messi, you take, you put it correctly, and then wow, it means you score. So that's the implication of wa and other words in that song. So akichukua anaweka, when he takes, he puts or he sets. Okay, so we're going to use this while key. Alinipata nikisoma. So this while, the key is while the key is coming on the next verb. But the first verb, it can take any tense, but the second verb will take the key. Similar to no, this one can be, this one can either come this one can be that way or this way. So it depends with the formation of the sentence. So alinipata nikiimba, he or she found me while I was singing. Alinipata, he found me, nikiimba, while I was singing. Okay, this one, nilimtazama nikitabasamu. Nilimtazama nikitabasamu. I looked at him or her while I was smiling. Sawa. Nilimtazama nikitabasamu. Okay. Now we are going to learn the second use of ki, and on our list it was ki ya udogo. Ki ya udogo. Sawa. Now we are going to talk about the use of this ki ya udogo. You know, in Swahili, as I said it earlier, you can criticize something, a noun, or praise it using diminutive forms of those nouns. Now here we have mtu, person. It becomes kijitu, a small person. And now when you say a very small person, maybe it's semi cool to have such a person, very small, you know. And so you can say kijitu changu, my small person, or kitu. No, it's just kijitu. For mtu, we just say kijitu. And then mtoto will have two forms. First one will say kijitoto, or the second one kitoto. So it's when you want to criticize, you can, and the size. You see the size, not you know, it is the size. When it is very small, you say kitoto or kijitoto. But when it is big, you don't say kijitoto. We have now another forms, and this one is not in this lesson. Okay. When, for instance, when it's very big, huge, gigantic, you say jitu. When mtoto is big, the child is big, you can say jitoto. Jitoto is actually to criticize that one. But when you say toto, you can also say to criticize its size or to praise. You know, baby, and baby. Not when you say baby for, I don't know if you understand this one. The baby, not the baby, the child, but the baby, toto. So you can say your lover, you can call him toto langu. Hili ni toto langu. This is my baby, you know, because he's grown up. But you know, I'm just sliding in another lesson. But the actual when the child is big and the size of the child is big, you can say toto or jitoto. Sawa? So it depends with the intention. But normally when you say jitoto, it's bad. It is actually you are criticizing, you know. So you don't use that one. Gari. So back to our lesson. Gari, kijigari, kijigari or kigari. So a small car, you know, you say kijigari, kigari, and you love it, you praise it. A kigari changu, my car, my small car, kijigari changu. Kigari changu ni kipya, my small car is the new, you see. Okay. Simu, telephone. Kijisimu, kijisimu or kisimu, you know, you can hold it in your hand, you can do this and it disappear. See, simu, kijisimu or kisimu, you see, like this. So in a sentence we can say, let's use this one, kijisimu. Kijisimu, kijisimu changu, kijisimu changu kimepotea. My phone, my small phone is lost. Kijisimu changu kimepotea. Kimepotea, it has got lost. Sawa. So guys, this is all about this diminutive form of verbs. And all the verbs in the diminutive form, they fall into one class category of ki V, and they comply with the rule of that noun, of that noun class. Ki V. For instance, here we say kijisimu changu. You see, if another noun that is just in this class but it is not in diminutive is kisu, a knife, kisu changu. You see, kiti, chair, kiti changu, my chair. So, kikombe, cup, kikombe changu, my cup. See, and this is just the diminutive form. We are learning this one, how it uses key. It is here, the key is here, key, key. See, key. And we're going to learn those nouns in the KV class, how they use also this key. So you are learning double, and this is an added advantage. Okay, now we're going to the next use of key. So here is the use of key, and the third use of key. Key kuleta dhana ya jinsi. Yani, the key ya kuleta dhana, there is a ya here of. I have just omitted there intentionally to find some space. Key ya kuleta dhana ya jinsi. You know jinsi? Jinsi, it is like how. So like something, you see. And when you look at these nouns, you can confuse with the hali ya udogo, the diminutive forms. Like here, jeshi, kijeshi, fisi, kifisi, mtoto, kitoto, mjinga, kijinga. Don't confuse with the diminutive form. Now here, jeshi is army, kijeshi like army. Sawa. Fisi, hyena, kifisi like hyena. Sawa. Mtoto, child. Chaki yangu imeanguka. Samahani. Mtoto, child. Kitoto like a child. Sawa. Mjinga, a fool. Kijinga like a fool. So, sasa let's consider this sentence. Analala kijeshi. Analala kijeshi. He is sleeping like an army. You see, when you are in a war, the army, they have less sleep. They are worried. They are not worried, but they are keen and observant of their environment. So they don't sleep completely. They are keen on observing whether the enemy are coming, or they are analyzing the situation. So they don't sleep. Even they, you see, and like this, you are sleeping like an army. Eh? Unalala kijeshi. Analala kijeshi. He's sleeping like an army. Tunalala kijeshi. We are sleeping like an army. Tutalala kijeshi. We will sleep like army. You see, now you can, instead of using this one also ki, you can use another word that is kama, kama. So this is kama. You can say kama. No, not the kama, not the kama, the law of nature that when you do something good or bad, when you do something good or bad, it will come back to you. Not that kama, but the kama in Swahili, liken, to liken something to another. Kama. Okay? Here, to use that kama here, you say analala kama jeshi. Analala kama jeshi, and the words are separate. Analala kama jeshi. So instead of, maybe you worried of typing, or there's something like this, or you don't want to use a lot of words, just say analala kijeshi. Analala kijeshi. So then fisi. Kifisi. You see what fisi does? Fisi is hyena. You see what it does? It is greedy. Greedy. So you say anakula kama fisi. So you don't use kama, just say anakula kifisi. Oh, let's not use anakula. Let's say, let me just say ninakula kifisi, or nilikula kifisi. You see, nilikula, I ate kifisi, like a hyena. Nilikula kifisi bana, nilikuwa nina njaa. Jana, jana, yesterday, jana, nilikuwa nina njaa, njaa. And nilikuwa nina njaa, I was very hungry. Na, and nilikula, I ate kifisi, like hyena. Like a hyena. So nilikula kifisi, or nilikula kama fisi. So here we have ki, ki. Okay, that's how. Kifisi also a diminutive form. It implies also that one diminutive form of that hyena. When it's very small, you can say kifisi. So, or kijifisi. All are same. Mtoto. Mtoto, child. Someone is behaving like a child, is eating like a child, is laughing like a child, crying like a child. Normally crying, people discourage crying for others by saying unalia kitoto, unalia kitoto, you are crying like a child, unalia kitoto, you are crying like a child, unalia kitoto. So I don't have to write this one, unalia kitoto, unalia. Let me just write here, unalia. Unalia kitoto, you are crying like a child. Unalia kitoto. Mzee yule alilia kitoto. That old man cried like a child. Mzee yule alilia kitoto. See, I don't know what made him to cry like a child. It must be something terrible that can make an old man to cry like a child. Ilikuwa kitu kibaya sana, kinamfanya mtu mzee kulia kama mtoto, ama kulia kitoto. Inasikitisha sana. Sawa, tuendelee. Mjinga, kijinga, Alizungumza kijinga. Alizungumza kijinga. He spoke like a fool. Alizungumza kijinga. Kijinga. Mjinga is someone who is a fool. Alizungumza. Zungumza is to talk. Zungumza. Zungumza. See. Zungumza, to talk. Alizungumza kitoto. Alizungumza kijinga. He spoke like he talked and spoke like a fool. You see. Ndio hayo basi. Unasoma kistaarabu. You know, mstaarabu is someone who is civilized. Mstaarabu. And kistaarabu is like civilized. So unasoma kistaarabu. You are learning or reading like a civilized person. Unasoma kistaarabu. So now we are going to the key ya lugha, the key of language. So here we have the use of key for languages. You know, every language has its own rules on how to refer to other language to be called a language. In Swahili, we use key. You see, in Swahili we use key. In other language, maybe in English, there is you can say someone from Poland, he speaks Polish. I don't know if I'm correct. Someone from Turkey, he speaks Turkish. See, now that and some other rules in that language to refer to show that this is the language. Okay, so in Turkish, as I said, we use because I also learn in Turkish, we use the J or Che. You see, Swahili J, that is Swahili. English J, that is English. Turkche, that is Turkish. Somali J, that is Somali. In Kiswahili here, we start with Ki to show that it's a language. Now, Swahili is the people of the coast. Now, Kiswahili, it means it's a language of the people of the coast. So, Kiswahili is a language. And then we have another one, Kirusi. Kirusi is a Russian language. Then you have Kiingereza, that is English. Okay. From this one, Urusi is Russia. So, Kirusi, the Russian language. Uingereza, England. Kiingereza, the English language now. You see. Uarabu, that is Arab or Arab countries there. Then Kiarabu, the language of the Arab people. Kiarabu. Sawa. Unafahamu, sivyo? Another form that is used, just like you can think is a language, but it implies it's the origin of people. When I say mtoto wa Kiswahili, it doesn't mean that it is a child of a Swahili person, but it means the child of Swahili origin. Mtoto wa Kiswahili. Sawa. Msichana wa Kirusi. Yeah? It doesn't imply that this girl is for Russian, but it implies this girl is of Russian origin. Sawa. Chakula cha Kiarabu. Chakula cha Kiarabu. It doesn't mean that this food is Arabic, that is of Arabic language, but it means this food is of Arabic origin. So when you go out there, you can say nilienda nikakula chakula cha Kiswahili. Chakula cha Kiswahili, or chakula cha Kiarabu, chakula cha Kituruki. It means the food of the Turkish origin, or the Turkish food, Swahili food, chakula cha Kiswahili. You see, chakula cha Kiingereza, and the English origin food. You see, natumai unanifahamu. Unaelewa? Sivyo? Isn't it so? So, next, we're going to learn about. No, we haven't given an example for this. Mimi ninazungumza Kiswahili. Mimi ninazungumza Kiswahili. You know, some people say zungumza, sema, yani they just imply speak or talk. You see, mimi nazungumza Kiswahili, I'm speaking Kiswahili, or mimi ninasema Kiswahili, I speak Kiswahili. You see, sawa. Rafiki yangu anazungumza Kiarabu. Rafiki yangu, my friend, anazungumza, he speaks Kiarabu, Arabic. Sawa. Wewe unasoma Kiswahili, you are reading Kiswahili, or we can say wewe unajifunza Kiswahili, you are learning Swahili. Sawa. Mimi ninajua Kituruki. Mimi ninajua Kituruki. I know Turkish language. Sawa sawa. Okay. Now we're going to the key in Kivi. In the noun class of Kivi, how the key is manifested itself there. So now we are going to talk about this Kivi, how key is used in Kivi. So key is used in Kivi. Mostly the noun class Kivi. I talked about this noun class in the previous videos. If you want to watch about those noun classes, just go to my YouTube channel there. Click, just check on the playlist. I have created a playlist entitled Ngeli or noun class. So you'll see all the various noun classes in Swahili. Ngeli ya Kivi, the noun class of Kivi, the nouns in singular form, most of them, they take the prefix ki. And most of the nouns, they start with ki. We have some that start with ch. You see, cha. But most of them start with ki. Okay, in singular form. Now here, ki is used in only singular form for these nouns. And see here, kiti, this is a chair. Kikombe, cup. Kitanda, bed. Chandarua, mosquito net. Now here, kitoto, a small child. Now it doesn't mean that a small child falls in the category of Kivi, but this is a language feature. So all the nouns in it is a language feature, it is a diminutive form. All the nouns in the diminutive form will fall under this category, Kivi. So if a child is small, you just say mtoto mdogo, then you remove him out of the noun class of Kivi, you put him in the animate noun class of our. Otherwise, when you use kitoto, then it means it is you have to use all these noun class for rules for these noun class. You say kitoto changu, not kitoto wangu. So I hope this is clear here. So now here we say here kiti kizuri. Kiti kizuri, a nice chair. For nouns in this Kivi, kiti kizuri, a nice chair. But someone, mtu mzuri. See how it is. This class is agreeing with ki on this type of word. Zuri. Zuri is good. So kikombe kichafu. Kikombe kichafu, a dirty cup. Kikombe kichafu. You see? Now, that's why I say these nouns are agreeing with ki on other words, like this kikombe kichafu, a dirty cup. If it's a person, mtu mchafu, a dirty person. Kitanda kipya, a new bed. Chandarua, let's say chandarua kidogo, chandarua kikubwa. Chandarua kikubwa, big mosquito net. Kitoto, what can we say about kitoto? Kitoto kizuri. Kitoto kizuri, a nice child. My handwriting is sliding down. I don't know, but I'm just getting used to writing on the board. You see. Okay, kitoto kizuri. Enes chali. So, okay, now this is how those nouns take the key. How key is used here. We can also say not every type of words they use key. We have other type of words that they use other thing apart from key, like the possessive pronouns. We say kiti changu, my chair, kikombe changu, my cup, kitanda changu, my bed, chandarua changu, my mosquito. No, let me not say everything is mine, okay? Kitoto chako, your child, chandarua chako, your mosquito net, kitanda chako, your bed, you know. And this. For the verbs also they start with key. They start with key. When this one is involving a verb, it starts with key now. Now look here. Kikombe kimevunjika. A cup is broken. Kikombe. Kikombe kimevunjika. A cup is broken. Kitanda kimenunuliwa. A bed has been bought. Kitanda. Kitanda kimenunuliwa. A bed has been bought. Sawa, unafahamu? This is just a few of the examples. Same on the noun class of kivi. We regard the use of key with those nouns to show place. We use the key to show the position of something, and normally in that class. Look here, mahali. Mahali, this is a translation, can be translated as a place. Now here we have kiti. No, let's use something like a cup. Kikombe. Sawa. Kikombe. Kikombe ki Kikombe ki mezani. Kikombe ki mezani. It means the cup is on the table. So when we just use here, see, kikombe. Actually, it is a short form of kikombe kiko mezani. Kiko mezani. So we just say kikombe ki mezani. Sawa. Kijiko ki jikoni. Kijiko ki jikoni. The spoon is in the kitchen. Kijiko ki jikoni. Sawa. Kijiko ki jikoni. This is the position. Ki is in there. Okay. Sawa. We can add one more example here. We say what? Another noun that starts with ki or ch. Chandarua, we have already used chandarua. We can use this one, he. Very long. La, I just wrote bad spelling. Kipakatalishi. Kipakatalishi. You know what is kipakatalishi? Kipakatalishi is this one. This one is kipakatalishi. Kipakatalishi. Sawa? kipakatalishi, this one, and this one is called kipanya, or mausi. Kipanya, panya is just mouse or rat in Swahili. So we just say this one kipanya or mausi. Mausi, same. Those words are from English now. Kipakatalishi ki mezani. Look where the kipakatalishi is. Kipakatalishi kipakatalishi ki wapi? Ki mezani. Kipakatalishi ki mezani. It means it's on the table. Sawa. Kipakatalishi ki mezani. Sawa. Kipakatalishi ki mezani. So we are going to the next use of ki, which is ki to show something being undoable. It is not doable. We are going to learn the use of ki to show that something is undoable, and it is actually the negation of hali ya kutendeka. See, it shows something is actually undoable, and it is problem to do, and it can't be done. It cannot be done. Here, chakula hakiliki, and maybe because of a certain condition, it is preventing something to be done. Chakula hakiliki, the food is not eatable. Chakula hakiliki. Now this one is. It is usually the key here is usually attached at the end of the verb, the negative verb. Now, chakula hakiliki. This statement is a negative of chakula kinalika. Chakula kinalika, the food is eatable. Here we say chakula hakiliki, the food is not eatable. Kitabu hakieleweki, the book is not understandable. And when you read, you don't understand. Kitabu hakieleweki. So when you read a book and you don't understand it, you read again and you don't understand it, you can say hiki kitabu hakieleweki. Hiki kitabu hakieleweki. Sawa, hakieleweki. It is not understandable. Opposite here is kinaeleweka. I mean, it's opposite. So it's kinaeleweka. Sawa. Mti haupandiki. Mti haupandiki. Panda, to climb. Pandika, to be climbable. Mti haupandiki. The tree is not climbable. You see, mti haupandiki. Mihogo hazipandiki. Mihogo hazipandiki. Mihogo hazipandiki. The cassava are not plantable. See, don't confuse. Panda, it means to climb or to plant. You see? Then, pandika, to be climbable or to be plantable. This word panda has two meanings. Panda. Panda, climb. Panda, plant. So, this reminds me of a certain meme video meme I saw on social media there on WhatsApp, someone's WhatsApp status, where someone was carrying a ladder. The work of a ladder, to climb, kupanda. You see, to climb. Then another one came to him and asked, hujambo kaka. This one just replied, sijambo. Then he asked him, unaenda wapi asubuhi hii? Where are you going this morning? So he was carrying a ladder. So he replied, ninaenda kupanda mihogo. I'm going to plant cassava. Then the other guy replied, and he was wondering, this guy is carrying ladder and he's going to plant cassava. How? So he asked, unaenda kupanda mihogo na ngazi? unaenda kupanda mihogo na ngazi. You are going to use ladder to plant the cassava. So the guy replied, ngazi inatumika kufanya nini? Ngazi, he replied by the question, ngazi inatumika kufanya nini? And what is the work of a ladder? Then the other guy replied, kupanda. Kupanda. So this guy told him now, mind, shughulika na kazi yako. Mind your own business. See, do you understand this one? You know, when he replied, the work of the ladder is to plant. But he replied to the work of the ladder. He said to kupanda, kupanda. So here it has double meaning. So he was wondering which one now. But all are right. Kupanda, kazi ya ngazi ni nini? Kupanda. Okay guys, this marks the end of our lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel here, click the subscribe button and let's continue learning this amazing language. Kwaheri, kuwa na siku njema.